Hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB and this is Football Manager 2022, the Youth Academy Chance with Beira-Mar. We're looking at David Alves as he is at Calgary. He's unregistered and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. He's also expected to play the next game against Inter because he's concerned about the lack of first team football he's been playing, which is not surprising he's concerned, but it is surprising he thought he could play. I mean, I'm looking at his stats fast and his runs. He didn't have the best of times. He got in better over time steadily. I think he would have got more goals for us this year than they did last year, but even so, hasn't really wowed me. So Calgary going in for him with the money they did is not shocking. What has happened though is we are looking to try and win games, and we have secured our best ever finish so far this season. Let's go over the games we've had since we last met so we can discuss it further. The first game we had was against Estoril, and we drew 0-0 despite being down to 10 men inside 25 minutes. I gave Akunde and Oxford debuts today. Akunde got sent off aside 25 minutes. We drew 0-0 despite being on the back foot. We actually had more shots in the first half despite that. They had no shots in the first half despite the fact we're down to 10 men. They woke up a bit in the second half, but honestly, the fact we managed to hold on and get a 0-0 draw here despite everything is good. Also, Mandatory got a 7.1 rating on his debut, so 3 debutants today. I said I was going to play some of the young players that we got through in our intake in these games, and I have. Did I say that? I don't think I did. We're playing games, we're playing the young talents, we might as well, right? The next game we had was against Canada 2010, and we took the lead inside 68 minutes. Martial with the opening goal. I was happy about it because it gave us the lead, and I was concerned we weren't going to win this game at one point. And then 89 minutes in, Brian does this delivery, fires Karev, he fires back in the net, 2-0. I'm thinking it's over, we're won. Then we consider penalty in the 91st minute of the game, Cancelo scores it. And then literally a minute later, we consider another penalty and Cancelo scores again. 2 penalties in 2 minutes. And we threw the game away when we were 2-0 up despite the fact we weren't the better team. I have never been more frustrated. I've never had this experience before where I've considered 2 penalties in 2 minutes. And it was both my defenders that gave them away. Both Barreto and Manate gave the penalties away. And Manate, despite that, still had a 7.9 rating. I was so heartbroken, because it meant we gave away some very valuable points. We then hosted Firenze, and inside 70 minutes we're 1-0 up. Thiago Pratas, in his first real start for us, got a goal. So 70 minutes in, we're 1-0 up. And then 90 plus 4, this free kick goes in, and Rosas scores. Rosas scores in the 94th minute of the game, because his shot hits the bar, he gets there first, and none of us can react in time. I felt robbed. 3 games in a row, we have dropped points that we should be getting because of bad luck or bad decision making. I don't know about you, but that's annoying. Between the Canales game and this game, 90 plus 1, 90 plus 2, 90 plus 4, we're conceding goals at really bad times. We really are. The next game we had was against Aruca, who were looking to win promotion, and they did so with this finish in the 15th minute of the game. Ferrero scores, and again, very unlucky goal. I feel like luck's gone against us as of this moment in time. We did try to put a fight in the second half, but we just didn't do well at all. Oxford had a 5.9 rating. Santovo was also injured for most of this part of the season, and yeah, wasn't great. Also, our backline was terrible. Nobody in the backline got above a 6.5, which is bad for our point of view. The last game we had since we last met was against Philippines, and inside 34 seconds, we scored the opening goal. Correa with the finish. And that was the only goal of the game. 1-0, and we won it inside the first minute. I was happy, though Philippines did fight back in the second half. It feels like an issue now where we're starting to get tired in the second half. But we still held on and got all 3 points. For the first time in a while, we've only got 4 wins in the last 5 months, and I'm very concerned by this. Especially since it kind of meant that we have thrown away a chance to be promoted. Now, admittedly, that's not an issue. We're too rubbish to be promoted, and we would struggle. We'd be absolutely battered if we went to the top flight right now. But yes, we're currently in 7th place. We can't go any lower than 7th because Benfica cannot catch us. We've already seen some teams actually play. So Canales, who actually played the day before and drew, could go down into the relegation playoffs. Chavez need Oliviennes not to win against a Spinho, or not to even get a point against a Spinho in a chance to get themselves to safety. They have friends. I would not want to be either side, really. We have been biggest B team as we look to try and get 6th place from Mufra, who really have fallen off after winning their first 8 games of the year. They've only won 6 for the rest of the season. Mufra, we need to drop points and lose if we were to get 6th place. I'll still take 7th either way because it's been a good season as far as I'm concerned, since, you know, we've already got 8 more points than last year. And even without those points, probably still be quite nice. Actually, in fact, last year, we got 12th place with 40 points. We could have been low down as 14th place, which is fine. There is one thing I want to do before we go forward to the game, and that's talk about Carlos Loredo, who has already started to consider whether he should be looking for the move to the bigger club, which is great. Love that. I love that, especially when he's now saying the club is not good enough to match his ambitions. Again, love that. Really love that. But thankfully, we've got Alexander Xavier, who will go through, and I will try and train up to be our first choice goalkeeper, because Almeida is not going to be good enough for that. Unfortunately, it's kind of a no contest right now who's their goalkeeper, so this might be taking a while. But at least with Almeida, we've got someone who could be close enough to him. So yeah, Almeida would be the backup for Xavier. He's not good enough. I'm not going to try and put in the first team anytime soon, but yeah, it's not the end of the world if we lose the guy. That's what I'm going to say no matter. But yeah, let's go into this game against Benfica's B team and try and make something respectable. We need to beat them, which is probably not going to happen. This is our 136th game as the manager of Beira-Mar. We've got a plus 68 goal difference, and we've actually still conceded less goals than we've played in games we played so far, which is kind of nice. Only last year was our worst defense, and that's 43 goals conceded. And that was the only time we really conceded more goals than games played, and that's a good sign for us. But we've also got problems with fitness, and that's a concern when, you know, we've got a good team. Adsan suspended, and I'm actually putting Casanova on the right. I don't feel like that's a good call now I think about it. But Casanova, this is a problem I've got now. We've got three good defenders that I think we can rely on. Casanova, Barreto, and Malatre, and then you got Brian. It doesn't feel like a weak team, which sounds really weird to say, but at the same time, it's kind of nice. Thiago Cassell is now a 2-star player as well, so he's getting better and better. But Fernando, also, when Malatre plays, you can see his mohawk. It's so weird. It really is. But this is our starting lineup. Loreo, Casanova, Barreto, Malatre, Brian, Breda, Musa Jr., Correa, Cabajas, Atunes, and Sandova, who is only really fit to play 45 minutes, but I don't really want to throw him in the first team too deeply, you know? I'm actually going to put Pinto on the bench instead of Kunde because Kunde's not fully fit. So that's the reason for this. Either way, though, let's take a bit of his big team and hope for the best, okay? Okay, so we've got a goal kick or free kick. Barreto on the ball. This is probably my serious mistake having Casanova on the right-hand side. I probably shouldn't do it, but I've done it anyway. Here's Cabajas now. And Casanova on the ball again. He's probably a fullback more than anything else, but here's Barreto now. Casanova. Oh, God, he almost lost the ball. He did lose it for a second, but we kept it back. Here's Barreto. Now, he plays a ball-playing defender today. And here's Casanova. I feel like now, strength-wise, we've got a good number of defenders that can do good stuff, but Casanova's giving the ball away too. I don't know how to say his name, but Mosma has hit the... That's a good effort. What the heck? That's a good shot. You know, if I get a 0-0 draw, I'll be happy about this. Barreto on the ball. I'm also trying to keep an eye on some streams while I'm recording this. It's not the best idea I've ever had. Mufra losing. So if we win, we go above Mufra, which is great, but we're going to lose this game, so it's almost not worth keeping an eye on. Here's Brian on the ball. And he finds Antunes. Oh, some of the games we had early in the season, we should have won. The Canales game. The Ferenc game. If we had won those 2 games, we'd be fine, but we're not. Kostov. That's a good ball. Francelino. Okay. He's played that wide. Oh, it's a goal. It's lagging. Why is it lagging suddenly when I'm playing this now? As soon as it goes in, it feels like there's a lag. Is that bad? I feel like that's a thing I'm starting to notice more. But let's check this anyway. So they have he's played it back. The keeper's forced to come out. He's kind of drawn the keeper out of position, effectively. And the keeper's got no chance when it gets through. It's a good goal. But either way, 1-0. So half-time, it's 1-0. We've had just one shot. There's an XG of 0.11. Mafra are still losing, and I'd said we weren't really expecting much out of this. I mean, the fact that Benfica are not beating Gondomar is a bit of a shock to them, but it's one of those things. They've literally got 40 points at the moment as things stand. What got 12th place last year, so it's ironic when you look at it that way. Chavez, well, Olivians are not winning. Espino are actually at the moment in the playoffs. If they get promoted 3 years running, I'll be very annoyed. Okay, we've got a highlight in the second half, which is nice. Pinto finds Correa. He's Pratas. And Beretta now on the ball. We can do something with this. We've lowered our lines a little bit. Antonio's also got booked, which is annoying. Mauricio Jr. finds Marcio. Pinto. Correa. Pratas. Pratas scores! We have an equalizer! Oh my goodness gracious alive. He scored again. It's his second goal of the season. And he's only just covered by lazy youth intake. Wowzers. He's actually one of the highest goal scorers in the team. This is really well worked, by the way. Pinto, Correa, Pratas. Really well done. I don't know where this has come from, but I'm not complaining. 1-1. I tell you what. Given we just somehow FM'd Benfica's B team, I will take that 100%. We've stolen that. We've actually stolen that. I am so happy. Christ. We're so poor as well, but we've stolen the point, and that's all I care about. The fact we've managed to rescue a point, and Pratas is kind of making himself a cult hero at this point with the goals he's scoring. 12 wins, 13 draws, 9 defeats. Did I just see Bayern Munich just sack their manager? Did I just see that right? Espinho managed to get in the playoffs as well. Unbelievable. Vazin lose, but still get promoted either way. Unbelievably. Oh, Bayern Munich only got second place, so they set their manager's result. Okay. Interesting. So he's literally been sacked after winning, well, 4 league titles and 7 cups. He's won the league title every year except for this one. And suddenly, Leipzig of all teams, his former club no less, have just won the league. All right, that's interesting. But yes, we've just managed to get a point off Benfica's B team. We've managed to shock everyone. And Vazin, Pasos de Fuera down with us next year. Aruca managed to get promoted for second time in 3 years as champions. Belenenses are taking on Chavez, who managed to survive. I can't believe they won against Firenze. And Oliviense lost 2-0. Wow. Okay, they literally pulled it off. And Real Av are going to try and take on Espinho to survive. And Belenenses take on Chavez. What a world we live in. And we're going to come back and see the season review as well as see who gets promoted and relegated. That'd be fun, right? Right? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the end of the season review. And no trophies, but Confetti's falling either way. They're very happy with us. Alves, 650,000. The boards are content. And we feel the deal could represent a better value for money by including the larger future fees, which could have seen us earn much more money for the player. Not my fault, that's yours. Sakura released him. He's not done well for his new club. He had barely even played, actually. Rafa's played okay for his new club, but he's also been playing in the 5th tier. So, again, it's not shocking that. We loan players out. Bitama did not do well. Yeah, that's an issue. Goodiem, we got money for him. For the loan. He didn't do well. Costa again didn't do well either. And Pereira again was not great. Only Andrade did okay on his loan spell, but again, we weren't really great, it looks like. Expected to fight Brave against relegation. We got 7th place. I'm happy with this. Tata de Portugal, we expected to only get to the 3rd round. We got to the 5th round. Gio Vicente destroyed us though. Allianz Cup, we got knocked out and pounced by Maritimo, so again, we were really good in this game. And we did ourselves just, I think. Match, remember? 4-0 win against Benaviel, the second game of the season. Biggest win was a 7-0 victory against Petros Rubres, and Sandova's finish against Oliviense when we drew 3-3. Another game when we dropped points unnecessarily was where we got the goal of the season from Hugo Sandova. Sponsorship, we managed to make a lot of money. An extra 345,000 from that. Broadcast revenue, we lost 200,000 from it, I guess because we didn't have the best of locations for our games. Corporate hospitality, we managed to get an extra 5,000. Competition prize money, an extra 12,000. Matchday commercial and retail, we lost about 11 grand from that. A little disappointing, but whatever. Reputation's not changed at all. We did make, however, 178,000 from shirt sales, 17,850 coming from non-domestic sales. Sandova, Mr. Junior, Brian Correa, and Laveo, of all people, were the top shirt sellers, where we sold 2,406 shirts. How we lined up was this. Now, it's a sign, maybe. Breda was not in the media Dream 11, maybe. I think it's an interesting situation to be in. Laveo was in goal. Adsan was in the defense, along with Barreto, Casanova, and Brian. Mr. Junior was a DM. Again, makes sense. Correa and Marcio were in the Dream 11. No Alves, which I think is interesting. Cabahas and Antunes were the ringers, despite the fact that Antunes only got 6.6. He got 7 goals and 4 assists, yet he didn't turn up a lot of times. Sandova was the best player with 16 goals and a 7.26 average rating. Accolades, Santo was the player of the season. Laveo was the young player of the year, so good for him. Goal season was sent over as well as top goal scorer. Mauricio Jr. got 9 assists. Sandover got 4 player of the match awards, as well as the highest average rating of 7.3. Most passes completed per 90 was 110 by Casanova. I actually got a Manager of the Month award in December, which is nice. And Sandover continues to match the record of most goals in a game by a player with 3. He also continues to extend his record of most goals in the league by player to 62. Oxford, the youngest ever player to play for us, 15 years, 153 days. Alves was the highest ever transfer fee we ever got. Correa's 33-second goal was the fastest ever goal. And Pratas is the youngest ever goal scorer, 15 years, 218 days. So again, we're looking good. And I don't think they're going to expect me to do much here. And it's good to see that we're doing this now. And maybe we're looking more and more ideal going forward. Almeida is the man in goal still. But Lorea is now on the bench, so he's definitely proven himself to be a good player here. And we've got a lot of good talent, I think, on the pitch and in this Media Dream 11 now. So Fonseca Saka will take some time to replace. They were with us for, 3 years, so it will take some time. Tavares, again, might take some time to replace as well. Review is good, though, isn't it? And they've given me a wage budget of 24,000 and 276,000 in the transfer. I'm not going to use the transfer budget, so it's fine. And we're looking at this. They are developing the players using the club youth system. I do it anyway. Play position football, do it anyway. Play high tempo pressing football, we do it anyway. And don't sign players that are over the age of 30. We don't buy players, so it's fine. Sign players to sell for profit. We'll struggle with that. Can I get rid of this? They want to fight bravely against relegation. Again, I'm not shocked. Can we? We can't get. I would like to get rid of the sell profit thing, but whatever. Fine. We'll go with this. Dynamics, we're looking really good. We held on and got a point, so we know what we can do there. So let's talk to the players. And where's this thing? The season is finished now. It's time to focus on what lies in store for us next time around. I think we might be in for a relegation battle next year, and you're all going to need to battle hard to stay up. I like that. The fact that they're agreeing with this as well is good. They're happy about this. I don't want to give any promises either, and that's good. The fact that nobody wants a promise is very useful to me. And I think I can drop Cabahas, really, if I'm looking at this. We've got quite a few positives right now, and that's a lot of it is actually young prospects we have in the team. And I think we can keep this going. I really do. We've got leaders, which is good. We've got the dominant team, but that's all we can really say as an ideal situation. So a lot of negatives of pretty much every attribute that we have, and it's not ideal that most attributes are a problem. But again, what can you do? The fact we drew that game is amazing at all. So that's the thing. Also, we're going to go forward and we're going to see who is doing what. We also need to get hope that we can renew contracts with our staff because I don't want to lose Pinto because we can't. Oh, we can give him new money. Christ. Let's do this now. What are you on right now? 960 something? Yeah, let's do that. Get you that. 1 grand? How about 1.1? 1.2? I didn't mean to walk away. This is an issue. All right. I'll deal with this another time. Either way, let's go forward. So Real Ave have just denied Espinho a chance to be promoted, but Chavez have been relegated after losing 4-0 overall to Belenenses. So Belenenses are up this season. So that's the table. Chavez going down with 33 points. I mean, they didn't get enough points to get a point per game, but again, it's half expected. Still though, we got 7th place, and I'm happy about that. I really am. What we do know is that Belenenses are going up along with Leceres and Luciana Lorosa. So honestly, this might be a difficult couple of games. And I think with the 3 teams going up, this might be even more harder to stay up this year. But who knows? We could be very lucky and actually have a good time next year. And teams going up to the 3rd tier, Atlética Tlate Portugal have actually managed to go up. So a team I managed last year in FM21 in my attempt at the Portuguese Youth Academy Challenge last year have managed to pull it off and get themselves promoted to the 3rd tier. Hopefully they have a better time of it than I did when I was their manager for 2 seasons. So we're going to keep with the same line, I think, for next year. And we're going to literally make the team from scratch now. We have Loreo easily being the first choice goalkeeper. Adsan should be the first choice goalkeeper. But defensively is probably the more difficult situation to choose. I think Barreto will be the first choice I'd pick in the defense. On the right side of the defense, Brian is the left back. Defensive midfield, I think we're going to have to look at Mauricio Jr. being the man for that role. So we have the Mazzardo support and Mazzardo attack. We do have 2 players that could do it. Now, if we're looking at this, I think we're going to play Marcio on the other side, but Correa is going to be the one on the right-hand side. Marcio will be the one on the other side. So that's a simple choice there. And if we look at this winger, I think Cabahas I'm going to drop, and it's either going to be Thiago Pratas or Daniel Akinde, who will be the man who will play on the other side as the right winger. I don't trust Cabahas anymore to not whine like a little child when he gets upset or when he gets told, no, you're not being good enough. We could also play Kunde on the other side instead of a Tunes, who's also been terrible. So maybe we'll do that. Have a Kunde on this side and have Thiago Pratas on the other side. So we can have the inside forward on both sides. And if we needed to, we could have the inside forward and the wing on the other side as well. But we also have Sandovo who could play there as well. So we have the attacking winger and the non-attacking winger. I think if I look at this, Menetre is going to be the other centre-back for now. And that's going to be a bit strange. But at the same time, I feel like that maybe this one works. We do have just 4 real players in the first team now who were with the club when we started. AdSense the weak link, I think, at this point. And I think with the wingers now potentially being able to be worked with, if we don't have a Kunde on that side, it's me Antunes who plays the other side as well. So we kind of got a good situation going forward. We can drop some players, we can sell some players, and I think it would be good regardless. This could be too attacking. I mean, Pratas can play as an inside forward on support, but he has been scoring goals. So it's almost like we're too attacking in this side, but we could have 2 inside forwards on support. But at the same time, the support will cut the ball inside behind the defence and play through balls or long shots if the opportunity arises. The attacking version, they will run directly at the defence with the option to shoot or cross things and move into the final third. So that's the difference between attacking and support. So I think we're going to have the attacking version for now because Pratas has scored twice since we started using him. And he's only started once. He came from the bench last time to get a goal. So I think we've got a situation where we can work with this. And if we don't want to work with that, then we also have a Kunde who could also be the inside forward, who could be on support or attack. We're very lucky to have the situation when we got a Kunde, a young 15-year-old, who could do better. He's not consistent right now, but to be honest with you, neither is Antunes. So again, it's a choice of who goes here, who goes there. But Oxford is not inconsistent and can play as a winger, so maybe we play Oxford on that side as well. We've got plenty of options, and I'm thrilled with the idea that we have these options now to do this. And it's just a matter of making sure that we actually use the opportunities we had to our advantage, you know? So I think this would be the starting line that we'll have for now. If things change, we'll tinker it. If it doesn't change, we won't tinker it. But yeah, it's a nice situation to be in where we can actually just tinker it to how we want to do it. And I think going forward, we have an option now to say, yes, that's what we're going to do. Let's do it this way, yeah? So I'm going to end this here. And I'm looking at the screen as we are 300-1 odds to win the title. Do you think we have a chance to get top half again next year? Or do you think we'll struggle to match what we did this season because we lost Alves? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. But I also hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video. And subscribe to this channel. It really does help me out a lot. But either way, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.